5 monkeys. 1 ladder. A bunch of bananas hanging from the ceiling. Simple situation, right? Except something very strange happens. None of the monkeys will climb the ladder. Not because they can't reach the bananas, not because they don't want them, but because the moment any monkey even thinks about climbing, the others immediately attack him. No one touches the ladder. No one eats the bananas. And here's the strangest part of the whole story. None of the monkeys actually know why. Welcome to one of the most famous stories used to explain herd behavior, blind rules, and why groups sometimes punish anyone who tries something new.
Join the crew, you can't go wrong.
Before diving into the story, an important clarification. The famous 5 monkeys experiment is widely shared in psychology books, management seminars, and leadership training. However, the exact version of the story that circulates online is not documented as a single formal scientific experiment. Instead, it is a simplified story inspired by real scientific research on social learning and avoidance behavior in primates. During the 1950s and 1960s, psychologists studied how monkeys learn from each other and how group behavior forms. One of the most well-known researchers studying primate behavior was Harry Harlow, an American psychologist at the University of Wisconsin who conducted extensive studies on social learning and behavioral conditioning in rhesus monkeys. Other behavioral experiments during that period also explored how animals develop avoidance behaviors when a certain action leads to punishment, and how members of a group quickly learn to prevent that action from happening again. Over time, educators and writers combined ideas from these studies into a simple illustrative story, the famous 5 monkeys and ladder scenario, to demonstrate how social rules can persist even after the original reason disappears. So, while the viral story may be simplified, the psychological principle behind it is well established in behavioral science.
Now imagine the scenario. 5 monkeys are placed inside a cage. In the center of the cage is a ladder. At the top of the ladder hangs a bunch of bananas. Sooner or later, one monkey notices the bananas and decides to climb the ladder to get them. But the moment he starts climbing, something unexpected happens. The researchers spray the other monkeys in the cage with cold water. Not the monkey climbing, the others. From the monkey's perspective, it's chaos. One monkey climbs the ladder. Everyone else gets an icy shower. Very quickly, the group learns something important. Climbing the ladder leads to punishment for everyone. The next time a monkey attempts to climb, the others immediately pull him down and attack him before he can reach the bananas. The bananas become forbidden. The ladder becomes untouchable. Now the researchers introduce a new step. They remove one monkey from the cage and replace him with a new one. The new monkey has never experienced the cold water. He simply sees bananas above a ladder, so he tries to climb. But before he gets far, the other monkeys grab him and beat him up. The new monkey quickly learns the rule: never climb the ladder, even though he has no idea why. Then another monkey is replaced. The same thing happens again. Eventually, every original monkey is replaced. Now the cage contains 5 monkeys who have never experienced the cold water punishment at all. Yet the rule still exists. If any monkey tries to climb the ladder, the others will immediately stop him. The bananas remain untouched. The behavior survives, but the original reason has disappeared.
This story isn't really about monkeys. It's about how social behavior spreads inside groups. Humans create rules to solve specific problems. Years later, the original problem disappears, but the rule stays. New people join the group and follow the rule without ever questioning it. They enforce it because everyone else does. Eventually, the behavior becomes tradition, or policy, or simply the way things are done. Psychologists describe this type of behavior as social conformity, the tendency for individuals to adopt group behavior, even when the original reason is unclear. It helps maintain stability in groups, but it can also stop new ideas from appearing. In many organizations, the moment someone proposes a different approach, the response appears almost automatically. That's not how we do things here. No explanation, just the rule.
Now here's the interesting part. The famous 5 monkeys and ladder experiment is often told as if it were a real, documented laboratory experiment. But researchers have never published this exact scenario in a scientific journal. The story is actually a simplified teaching example inspired by real research on social learning and behavioral conditioning in primates. In other words, the details of the story may be symbolic, but the psychological lesson behind it is very real. Groups can enforce behaviors that individuals follow without remembering the original reason. So the next time someone tells you that a rule cannot be questioned, it might be worth asking one simple question. Was there ever actually a reason for the rule? Or are we just a group of monkeys protecting bananas nobody dares to climb for? And if you enjoy strange psychological stories like this one, subscribe to the channel. Because here on Izzy and Buzzy, we explore the bizarre experiments, strange ideas, and hidden truths about human behavior that make you see the world a little differently. Even something as simple as a ladder and a bunch of bananas